Welcome back to the Milestones Minute. I am Nikki Glantz.
I am Sakina.
Today we're excited to talk about our new partnership with BLE Bright Line Eating. And this is, I know,
Woohoo!
we're very excited.
Yeah.
So this is something that we've been in conversation about. We're excited to say we're finally in partnership with them. Bright Line Eating was started and founded by Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson, and she's written a numerous amounts of books about this. And basically, what I'm excited about, and for Milestones, what we're excited about is how we align.
Right.
So, and even the align, because there are lines, there are bright lines that we align with. There are no sugar, no flour. They weigh and measure.
Mm-hmm.
They have meals and not just random eating. So there's really some really very symbiotic things that flow real well with Milestones. So we're very excited about that, because what it does is it allows people from Bright Line Eating and people from Milestones who have very similar patterns of why they came to wherever they got to, which is Milestones or BLE, to join together and really reinforce each other's mindset.
Yeah.
And food plans. So we have what we consider our Freedom Food Plan. Bright Line has their Bright Line. But what's nice is that Milestones, it meshes right in with our Freedom Food Plan, and we can work with the BLE plan immediately. So it's really cool. What are you seeing as far as from BLE and the partnership? What do you see as one of the biggest benefits?
As you know, I am very excited. Simply because we do have the brick and mortar, right? And I know you're going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. But I was really excited because when people leave treatment, one of the things that are very valuable to us is to determine how well a person is able to take the skills that they learn in treatment and translate them in their home environment. Now, one of the things that we talk about nonstop here is that you need community.
Yes.
Right? Because
Yes.
some days it gets hard, some days it's exhausting. You need community. And when we've sent out our feedback surveys, one of the things that people have mentioned is that it would be great if there's more community in my area. I think one of the biggest things about Brightline is that literally, remember when Susan said it is across the world?
She did say that. She did
Right.
say that. Yes.
Now it is online, and if you go online, you will find that there are so many different diverse communities.
Yes.
So there's
inside the BLE community.
inside
Yes.
like the BLE home, if
Yes.
you will, right? So no matter if you are seeking a certain type of group, they have so many different groups that you can connect with and feel like you are a part of. Because I can tell you, Nikki, do you think you can do this work without community?
No, I really don't. A matter of fact, the fact that, and that was one of the reasons we even did this partnership, was we saw it on our satisfaction surveys, and it was something small, but we speak to those. We take
Yeah.
that, we take feedback as a gift. So we really
Yeah.
worked with that. And what's so cool is, because we call it brick and mortar. So we're the building, right? We're the building that says, if you're on a BLE plan, a food plan, or your Milestone, or one of food plan that's a Freedom Plan, you can come to Milestones, be in person, and really embrace and be in brick and mortar, be in a place where you get all the care all in one. Whereas BLE is online, which is awesome, but sometimes you need a little more. As Susan says, if you're in the ditch, and you're struggling, you've done your best to try and make it work. Or for anyone out there that's worked really hard to try to make it work and it doesn't work, we are the place. It fits into all those, the pegs into the right holes for that. And what you were saying before, the continuity of care is for the community. As far as that goes, I really see that as a real big plus for us to be able to help people in that way. And because the food plan works, and then you're getting in person, then we get to step you back out into the community, and now we have all these sources, these resources. So one of the things we love about the community of BLE is, like you said, all the little rooms.
Yeah.
So they have these meetups, and you can, if you need more accountability and things like that, it allows for that. So it's really been a nice marriage between the two, and we're really, really excited about it. So we just wanted to take the Milestones minute to tell you about our new partnership with Brightline, and we're excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, but before we end, I think some of the things that people have had questions about, like this
please.
has been big news that Milestones is partnering with BLE.
Yes.
So I think that, our community of people would want to know, why did we choose to partner with BLE? Now, I know that you can really share about this, is the overlap of the whole food plan.
Yes.
Right? So tell us a little bit about that.
So it is rare to see or to know another plan that works as well as ours does, for all sorts of different people, like
Mm-hmm.
all different body size, body types, and eating disorders. So
Mm-hmm.
we're treating everyone from bulimia, binge eating disorder, compulsive overeating, anorexia, all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And where BLE comes in is, and so we have a food plan that fits all of that, and we're very individualized, very personalized for that. Where BLE comes in, it says we have a food plan that works, and if you're coming in from the BLE, we absolutely honor that plan. Our lines with their bright lines, no
Yeah.
sugar, no flour, weighing and measuring, it gives you what I always say is like the blueprints,
Yeah.
to be like, okay, this is what you need to eat. It's whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ultra processed. You're eating good nutritious food at certain times to make sure you're eating the right amount at the right times, and you feed your physical body.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful marriage of the two.
Yeah.
So it's really great, and I love that we represent the house where you can come, the brick and mortar of where you can come,
Mm-hmm.
and really get the help you need to be able to follow the plan, either way, Milestones or BLE. Another thing I wanted to mention about BLE and Milestones. So, I want to make sure that we do say that, I mentioned before about all the different eating disorders that we treat. I do want to be really clear. Bright light eating has a patient type. And if someone is more of a restrictor or someone on the lean body sides, that is not where we're going to mesh the BLE
Right.
piece. We don't compromise who we are at Milestones. Milestones is a residential treatment center, and we treat all the spectrum of eating disorders, and we're grateful that we've been here 26 years doing so. This is just a beautiful marriage to help those more on the compulsive eating side, more on the food addiction side. But it's so nice because in the field, really understanding ultra processed foods and really embracing whole foods, not everyone is on board with that. And especially with, as Susan calls them, the bright lines, to be able to have that work together is so great, but it doesn't compromise who we are. So I'm really
Right.
glad you said that,
Mm-hmm.
or brought that up. And then the last thing I think that's important is some things that we're offering. So if one of the things coming into Milestones at a residential level, you actually get, again, if you're aligned and we deem appropriate all the things, we will gift you a year's worth of Brightline. Yes,
That's
Brightline membership. Yes, so you get access to the hub, the boot camp, and the annual all supportive community and online process that they supply. So we're very excited to be doing that. And then also for alumni that have been at Milestones, we also offer a discount, so towards Brightline. So we encourage you to call Milestones, and again, you'll see the number below. But be sure to do that, because it's really to take the opportunity to find out, ask the questions. I always feel like information's power. So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do. And that's why ultimately, when you say that's why we made this partnership, because it's really to embrace, to empower, and to really to give back to the community and be able to give more, because feedback's a gift. We want to, find all the things we can to work on ourselves.
And I can speak to maybe why Brightline or Susan agreed to partner with us, because the reality is that when you are following a treatment or even a community that is online, sometimes you do need a brick and mortar.
Yes.
Sometimes you do need a more structured environment. Maybe
to get
you just
started
can't
or
get
something.
it.
Yeah, to get started. Yes.
So here in Milestones, we normalize those experiences, create the structure and the environment so that you can have those practices and then return back to BLE and able to use it as a continued support. So that's one of the reasons. I think that's a really important reason, because she has such a huge following, for us to be in partnership with them. So, and I just also want to say thank you, Nikki, who did a phenomenal job in terms of negotiating to ensure that all milestones, clients, patients, all of them now can have access to Brightline at a discounted rate.
Well,
all right.
They were easy to work with, but I appreciate that. I appreciate the throwback. So yes, thank you. Well, this has been a Milestones Minute. So thank you.